Time out big time. Give me the latest sports highlights and news, man. Today I got my special host here, NaVonn, with me, man. What's good, G?
Not much.
For sure. Let's get it, man. We're gonna jump straight into it with the recap of the playoffs, man. Starting with that game last night, the Lakers, man. Cause it wasn't a good look for LeBron, Kuzma, and the whole Lakers organization. But how you feel about that game?
It's looking bad. It's rough. If we don't get AD back by the next game, it's gonna be trouble. I believe we can get the dub at Staples, but going back to Phoenix, that's gonna be rough. Game 7 away. It's always rough on somebody's home court. They got the home court advantage. Yeah. Talking about a genius and Chris Paul, young Devin Booker getting buckets. Wow. If Lakers want to advance, LeBron can't have 20. It got to be 30 plus.
And I'm looking at it, man. He had 0 free throws since last night, but that cannot happen. Right?
That cannot happen. As well in the fourth quarter, he was way too passive. At some point in time, you gotta realize your teammates is just off. You gotta be the superstar you are. You gotta be LeBron James. You gotta go get a bucket.
That's the moments where people like when they say they separate like Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. It's them instances. Exactly. Like you gotta take over, but I don't care if it's the right play,
especially
you gotta be the GOAT.
Fourth quarter, you can't leave the court 5 minutes left. You just gotta at least stay there, support your team, show good sportsmanship. Understand you might be hurt or you want to go ahead and start your after game treatment, but what 5 minutes go do? That's not gonna kill you. Just stay, support your team, be the good sport and legend, on court legend, living legend that you are.
For sure, man. Just wanted a good look, man. He got to come out better, man. Besides LeBron, we expect better out of him, that's for sure, but the supporting cast didn't give him nothing at all.
Oh, my gosh.
Shooter in 26 minutes, 0 for 9. 0 for 4 from three-point line. No free throws. Turnovers, 0 points.
This guy turned down $80 million in the offseason. He's trying to go for a $100 million contract. That right there is how you ruin your money, folks.
And then he came saying, he told LeBron off the rip, I'm the point guard. Like,
right.
It's my show and I'm gonna run it. It's gonna be me and you. And then when it come down to the clutch, he gets 0 points out of this guy. Along with Kuzma gave him 15, he was the next leading scorer, but it was all in garbage time. Wasn't much to talk about, man.
Exactly.
And on the other notes, Devin Booker gave 30 points, 13 and 23, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Chris Paul didn't do much, but he facilitated. He had 9 assists, man. And they just dominated. The game was over at halftime.
Yeah, and this is where people underrate Chris Paul. They nowadays you can look at all the point guards who get buckets. They think the game is just get buckets now. Yeah. But people don't realize how genius Chris Paul is, how he regulates the game. He's in control of the game from start to finish. He's definitely a game manager. Even like if we creep back a little bit more, he know how to calm his team down, get back in rhythm. And every time we get a little closer, they take back off. But of course, Lakers tonight, last night, it was done before the game started. 30-point lead at halftime. You just got to commend the Suns. It's the reason they is it number 2 seed? Number 2 seed.
They showed it last night, and just to recap on that, it was just a domination. 16 turnovers, too. The Suns only had 4. That was cause of it. The Suns had 29 assists to the Lakers 14. They doubled them in assists. It was bad. It was bad to see. It wasn't much to talk about. But good thing is, hopefully AD will come back. Because we need him bad, man. We need him bad game 6. The last 2 times we've seen him, he had scored 34 back-to-back. Yeah. So we need something big like that. Because DeAndre ain't dominating the paint.
The great thing is LeBron James is LeBron James. You can never count him out in the playoffs. It gotta be 0 seconds left before you count him out. And the good thing is going into game 6, they going back to LA, so they have home court advantage. Some things will hopefully swing in their way. Players will be more comfortable in their home. Hopefully the supporting cast can offer. Schroeder got to at least have another 15 and 20-point game. Yeah. KCP got to shoot the ball.
I gave him a pass. He was hurt. He was his first game back. But
yeah.
He wanted to come on.
I feel Montrezl Harrell need to touch the court.
Got to. Bo got to be better with his substitution and his playmaking. He got to know, like, when they bring their bench in, we need somebody with our second group that can bring that energy. And Harrell, I think, is definitely bringing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely bringing that.
THT, is he missing?
Ain't like it, man. We need more from everybody, man.
Right.
I'm gonna end off on that note because the final score of that game was 115-85, so they ended up losing by 30. That series 3-2, and it's want to go home next time, man.
A Lakers legend said this might be the worst Laker game in history. That's a lot to tell you right there. From a unique, glorified franchise, so they gotta do better.
Got you. I want to talk about the other game, man. The Lakers game was hard to watch, but dang, that man went off, man. 55 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 17 for 24 field goal percentage, and 12 for 17 for 3 points. Ooh, he gotta be one of the best shooters of all time.
Oh yeah. What a stat line to have to get ruined. He brought his team back, forced a double OT, took the L. Talk about probably one of the best playoff performances ever that got wasted by an L. That performance will always be overshadowed by a loss. And then his supporting cast completely let him down, especially towards the end of the game. You had CJ McCollum, only 18 points and 7 for 22.
In the clutch moments, he stepped out of bounds, man. It's like they couldn't give him enough in the clutch moments, man. Dang, just at the end, he couldn't do it all by himself. And his teammates, they couldn't give him nothing, for real.
You never want to see one of your star players shoot more than he scored. For your second player who's having the ball in his hand, the second scoring source, playoffs, you gotta have more than 18, especially with that type of shooting percentage. You're going against the number 1 seed. If you want a chance, CJ gotta step up. I feel like Melo should get more touches off the bench. You're talking about another legend. Playoff experience, he been there, and then it's even better, he know that arena. He didn't put some great nights in at Denver Arena, so I feel like if you want a chance, you gotta go through a vet like that a little more.
For sure, man, for sure. Talk about the Nuggets, man, because they did win, so I want to talk about Jokic, man, because he's been putting up an MVP season all year. He showed it last night. He had 38 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists, man.
Yeah, another MVP performance. You talk about 1 assist shy away from a triple-double coming from your center. So that just gives so much power and leverage to the team. You working from the post, right?
Yeah.
So he's drawing a double team. He kicking it out, kick out to a shooter, bucket. What do you have? 38 points from a center. Efficient points at that. He getting to a spot. He getting the shot that he want. He just having his way out there, moving at his own pace.
He just make the right pass. It's like he's just at his own pace, man. It's like he's never rushed. He never sped up. It's like, man, the game is under control. He just controls the game.
And his supporting cast put together some awesome stats to help him out. You had Austin Rivers with 18 points.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. brought in 26. Then you have Morris off the bench. And what do you have? 28 points.
10, 11 free throw line, 17 field goal percentage, man. He was balling. And that's unexpected 28 points. That's what I expect CJ to have from Portland.
Exactly. That's what he's supposed to have.
Yeah, man. So I mean, it was looking rough for Dan. I was disappointed in him because it's like you can't. This game will always be overshadowed because they lost. Even he said in the interview, he's like, man, it don't even matter. We lost.
And I respect Dame's loyalty, but at some point in time, we all got to look in the mirror. Honestly, I think it's just time for him to go. Portland is not a place that free agents want to go. You're talking about you got places you can go like LA, you can go to Dallas, Houston, you can go to Miami,
New York, man.
New York now. Portland is just not like a place where anybody's thinking of vacation, so of course they're not gonna think to go spend a whole 82 season there.
Yeah, ain't somewhere you want to spend the rest of your life in Portland.
So either Portland gotta get them another star player to help Dame, or it's gonna come a point he gonna have to get out of there.
Because at the point in time, people gonna start to question his legacy, man. And I feel like it's gonna be. He got too much talent, man, to let him question his legacy, man. He's like my opinion, top 5 all time point guard for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure, but I do want to talk about. I want to preview this other series, man. 'Cause I don't like them boys, but hey, they good. I want to talk about the Nets and the Bucks, man. KD, man. Well, how you feel about that series? How you feel about how they did last night with the Celtics? Over the weekend.
They handled their business for sure, but I do want to give Jason Tatum his flowers. He balled out this whole season. He carried his team, tried to do as much as he could. That young Celtics team showed that they really missed Jaylen Brown the whole playoffs.
Underman, bro.
Yeah, you talking about a score that's like 22, 25 points a night.
It's breaking out here too. He's starting to be going into an all-star to a superstar.
Exactly. They needed him badly. But like I said, Tatum held it down, especially what was it, game 3?
30 to 50-point game.
He balled out, 50 points, went at Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers ever. He's gonna go down as one of the greatest ever. He went at him, got the game-winning bucket. He did his thing.
For sure, man. In Boston too, all the lights, he showed up big time, man. He definitely his status went up, man.
Of course, yeah. But let's talk about the Nets. Their big three finally coming together. Yeah. They're finally being able to play on the court consistent now, and everything is clicking. They looking like the scary force that they're supposed to be. The scary force that's written on paper, everybody's favorite. You had James Harden with 34, 10, and 10. He's still still continue to show why he's the MVP. He's showing why he's the most important player on the Nets. Although Kevin Durant is the best player on the Nets, James Harden is the important player on the Nets. He make the game flow. He keep everybody involved while still getting his efficient buckets.
I feel that same way, man. James Harden definitely the best player on that team. They got a tough matchup, man. It's definitely gonna be the same thing as Celtics. Man. The Bucks, they got rid of the Heat early.
Right.
Swept them 4-0, and Giannis been looking dominant. He got some more help this year. He got Drew Holiday, he got Middleton, he got Lopez. So I mean, it's gonna be a tough matchup. Nets got home court advantage, so I want to see what it looks like, man.
Yeah, I think the key in that series is Kevin Durant to beat Kevin Durant, of course, but I think the key is going to be Kyrie Irving. And on the Bucks, Middleton is going to have to step up tremendously, especially in the playoffs as the court shrinks. We have seen Giannis have that problem with shooting from the field. I think if the Bucks want to be successful in this series, Giannis is going to have to not be scared or timid to shoot that mid-range shot. Try to get efficient buckets, but Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, they're gonna have to step up tremendously.
Okay. So you got in that series, man. What's your take on that?
I see it going 7. I see the Nets taking it away. And this is me being respectful to a 2-time MVP in Giannis.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I think he's learned, he's grown a lot since the last year. He grow every year. Obviously the playoffs are a bit different ball game.
Sure.
But I still like the Nets. It's just too much firepower. Way too much firepower. You had Kyrie that had what was it? 25? 25 buckets. You had Kevin Durant with 24, an easy 24. Somebody who could go off 40 any given night.
And that's what I'm saying. Kyrie and KD had 25, 24. We weren't even talking about that. We were talking about Harden those times.
Yeah. So you got 3 players on their roster that can go for 30 plus any given night.
Yeah.
They got some nice shooters surrounding them with Joe. He's a big time knockdown shooter. They got vets. They got Blake Griffin. They got they got a lot of 70 vets. They got a deep team. It's gonna be low. It's gonna be rough for them, man. And last, I want to wrap it up. This series tied up and it's looking tight, man. I thought the Mavs was gonna wrap the Clippers up. They started out 2-0, but Kawhi and PG they came back hard. It finally like Kawhi and PG finally getting their rhythm. I think they tired of the talk for real, man. It's been looking bad since last year, and it was looking real bad with that 0-2 start. But I think they starting to relax and click. I think they taking over the team and being that leader. One thing that I've seen specifically in Game 3 is them finally attacking the rack.
For sure, yeah. George way more aggressive.
Oh man, they settle for way too many shots, but Paul George and Kawhi finally relaxed, getting to that mid range to the bucket, getting to the cup. Them guys, they both like 6'8", 6'9", athletic, bouncy.
Versatile.
So as you've seen now, the Mavs are struggling with that athleticism, that strength, that creativity from them two. They get into the rack.
I think they kind of figuring Luka out and they throwing athletic bodies at. I think it's kind of slowing him down. You don't need more help from Porzingis.
Oh yeah,
hitting him.
And a big wrench in the series is Luka is now hurt. He's battling.
The bodies they throwing him at him.
Oh yeah, Kristaps Porzingis.
Disappointing.
My thing on him is you can't be a 7'3" shooting guard.
No.
You 7'3". I get it, you're talented, you can shoot, but you gotta get in that paint, man.
And then you gotta play like you're 7 foot. He plays like he's 6'3".
Exactly. yeah. You gotta get in that paint, man. Show your size. You 7'3". That's a lot of length to be going against. You gotta try to force the basket, get to the free throw, get some rhythm early going on. That way you can get a touch to your shot.
Sure, man.
But yeah, he gotta be bigger. He gotta be that guy that they a couple years ago traded for from the Knicks that everybody thought he was gonna be.
He was up and coming. He was the next all-star.
Exactly. I feel like Dallas project with him was hoping he can come in and be like sort of that next Dirk.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to show why that trade should have worked. But right now it's kind of looking like the Knicks has won that trade.
For sure.
So if the Mavs want to succeed, Kristaps got to show up tremendously. Hardaway got to keep shooting the ball, knocking it down. Those first 2 games he played good. He need more. Jalen Brunson. He gotta be on the attack a lot more.
He gotta come up. Them first 2 games, like him, all the ropers that were coming up big. These last 2 games, none of them they've been quiet.
Yeah, when Jalen Brunson is on attack, as we've seen those first 2 games in a pick and roll getting to the rack, he created a lot of problems for the Clippers. He was getting to free throws, bunch of N1s. So
he was making a lot of plays. He was creating a lot of assists.
A lot of smart 3-point plays, assists, keeping the flow of the offense going, especially when Luka take a step out the game.
Sure, man. Get that game going, man. Definitely agree with that, man. So who you like in that series? Do you think the Clippers gonna keep going and wrap that on up the next 2 games?
think Clippers go finally get it together this year. I think they done heard enough talk. Two superstars like that, I just don't see them
going
winning.
again, man. They ain't gonna let them hit.
I think Clippers go finally figure it out and at least make it to the next round. Now who they will play the next round, I don't know, but we'll speak on that then.
Like they play the Jazz, it'll be a good series, man. Ja and them, talk about Ja too for us. You know, speaking of Ja been balling for, but I don't think they got enough to beat the Jazz.
Nah, that Grizzlies team just too young, man. They don't have enough firepower yet.
I feel like they had their time for real, man. They just
yeah.
You're ahead.
You got a great young athlete. Ja Morant, he might probably be one of the most athletic point guards in history.
So he's like a baby Westbrook from the
yeah. But like, the dude is incredible. Like flying out the gym, jumping everywhere. I love how he stay on attack. He don't really settle for shots. He's aggressive from start to finish, and he gets to where you want to be. If you let Ja Morant dominate you in the pick and roll, it can be a long game. Because if you let him blow by you on a solid pick, once he gets to like that mid range to like right before the probably like a little 5-foot floater, automatic bucket, you got counted.
For sure, man. I like Ja Morant a lot, man. I'm gonna wrap that up on him, man. I want to get your final thoughts on the Lakers, though. I'm gonna go back to him, man. Assuming we do get AD back, man, and we can wrap the Suns up, do you think we got a chance to back-to-back this year?
I feel like if the Suns let us go to a Game 7, they're in trouble. You never want to see LeBron in a Game 7. Obviously, now do they have enough to finish it again this year? I don't know. I don't think it's there this year. As we see LeBron, I think his age is finally showing, father time. He's still the great LeBron. He's still doing what he do, some of the usual most consistent numbers, but it's starting to look like the step is slowing down a little bit. Anthony Davis, he got to stop playing like a shooting guard. I get it. You're a power forward. You don't want to play center, but we had our success at center.
Yeah.
If you want to win another finals, you got to go back to center like you did last year.
I think the only way we can win this final this year, Anthony Davis has got to be that number one option.
Exactly.
He can't be on LeBron.
He got to be the best player on the Lakers.
For sure.
He got to be 30 plus and 10 every night.
For sure.
It's just that simple. He's way too talented.
I also want to talk about the 76ers and the Wizards, man, because that series getting ugly, man. How you feel about that series?
Sixers, they handling their job. They handling business like they were supposed to. Unfortunately, well, I ain't gonna say great just yet, but a nice start in Joel Embiid. It's not looking too good for him. You're talking about I understand it's a partially torn meniscus, but you're talking about a huge, significant part of your knee for a dude that's 7'1", like 270. That's too big on a meniscus. So, honestly, future not looking too good as far as the rest of the playoff series for Embiid. But as a Sixers, they're handling their business. Their supporting cast are doing their thing. Tonight, I think Steph Curry already got like 20 plus. So he's looking like big bro right now tonight.
They take care of business.
Yeah.
They score it's like 112, 199 right now. They handling business. They probably gonna wrap that series up in 4 games, man. But yeah, it's tough news. Good thing about Joel Embiid injury is they did say it's day to day, so I mean that's hopeful for Sixers fans. But
right.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I don't really. Them 7-footers, man, especially with all that weight on going up and down the court. If anything, maybe just come back, he'll never be 100% for the rest of the series. But they take care of business, man. Good thing get Simmons and them. They should wrap it up, man. But going forward, it's gonna be rough for them to come out the East without Embiid at 4.
Yeah, especially even next series, I think whoever they play between the Wizards not Wizards, but the Knicks and the Hawks, I feel like they got enough power to be able to take them and advance to the next series. But regardless, I said Nets was a favorite anyway, but now it's clear favorite. Unless, God forbid, no injuries happen to any other players, but it's looking bad for the Sixers if Embiid going to be out. Even if he come back, he's just not going to be 100. Too big on that knee. But if they have any chance, Ben Simmons going to have to step up. He's going to have to take it to another level. He definitely can't be shooting 25% from the free throw line. That's horrible. It's a horrible stat for any position. So
step it up, man. I hate that for them too, man. You know, they just got Doc Rivers too, man. Doc came over there with expectation to just take him to that next level, man. It was like they was there. Embiid was having an MVP caliber season. Simmons was picking it up. He used to play a year type season. Tobias Harris, Steph Curry, all supporting cast, and then it's like boom, man. It'd be disappointing for the year to go out on that note.
Injuries, man. Injuries is always the worst thing, and it always happens around the most important time of the year. It seems like it's been happening for the last 7 years since like the Warriors and Cavs started with LeBron. It seems like injuries happen to the team.
Probably one of the best players too.
Yeah, it always happens every year.
Last thing I want to talk about, man, what we just spoke about a little bit, the Hawks and the Knicks, man. That series right now is 3-1. The Hawks up. Trae Young looking good. He's averaging 27 points right now, 10 assists per game, man. They looking real good. I think they're gonna wrap that up.
Ice Trae, he living up to his name. He living up to his name. He's been balling out. He's been consistent. Efficient as usual. He's a darn good playmaker. He's good at getting his team involved. I think they go close it out tonight. Send the Sixers back home on their home court. I mean, God, Knicks. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I think they send the Knicks back home court. The Knicks, they had a surprising year. I don't think nobody expected this.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Knicks to go to the playoffs at all.
I don't think nobody. So regardless of their season, them boys should be proud, man. Yeah, no matter how the season ends, they should keep their heads up and just carry that on to next season. Because they did a hell of a job this year. You had most improved player, Julius Randle. Obviously, this is his first playoff series.
Yeah, I think the bright lights kind of getting to him, man. Everybody's like, because this is his first time seeing, like, in the playoffs, true, like, double team. Like, teams, like, putting their whole game plan, like, towards you. Like, man, you're not just finna just do what you're doing in the regular season. It's
and
like,
he playing in a great Madison Square Garden. So you talking about the most famous, biggest,
we got Spike Lee in the crowd every game looking like, what you gonna do, man?
Yeah.
It's tough. But I think they definitely came above the expectations this year. They had a schedule, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do next year. I think they really could be in the market for getting a big star, man, and they'll take them to that next step.
Yes, and our Atlanta Hawks team, man, they doing a good job. I figured they would make a playoffs this year with the offseason moves they made, but I don't think nobody expected them to be this high in seedings. And they looking good. Them young boys, they shooting everywhere on the court.
Man, they got from Trae Young, they got Goddard, they got John Collins, they got DeAndre Hunter, the young boy from Virginia. They got a lot of athletic young role players, man. They stepping up big time.
And Capella still being your defensive anchor. He's still doing his consistent job on the boards, getting a nice little cleanup trash points.
About double rebounds. double figure rebounds. He's averaging up there in 2-3 blocks per game, man. Still double digit points. He's doing what he needs to do.
Exactly.
He's doing what he needs to do, man. So, man, I want to wrap that series up, man, because I think the Hawks are going to close that out, man. So you said you do think the Nets are going to come out the East, for sure?
Nets coming out the East, for sure, regardless. Because when you think about it, now with everything that uprise with Embiid with a knee injury, I feel like the Sixers would have definitely been very competitive with the Nets, especially with Embiid. I don't think the Nets got a big man that can contain him. Yeah, especially the Nets. We have seen them struggling with defense all year. The only thing about them, you can't outscore them, though. So
I would like to see that matchup.
Yeah, I think they would have been real competitive, but with Embiid not looking too good, I just don't see it happen. And it's just say, for instance, the Hawks made it. I mean, we know what that would happen. No disrespect to the Hawks, but you talk about KD, Kyrie, Harden. That's too much.
DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin is too much. Man. Like, this trade, it would be. I wouldn't watch it for real.
Yeah.
I already know what that'll come down to, man. But that's cool, man. That's all good, man. I'm gonna wrap that up, man. So I appreciate you coming, man.
Yes, sir.